We're all Mikes down here. Hi, I'm Mike Schmidt.
This is my brother. It's also Mike Schmidt.
There's a little brother, Mikey Schmidt.
And unlike the Mike. Werewolf the Wild West. This is episode 7. I am Mac Got the Knack Beauvais, and I'm going to be your marshal for this game and in your nightmares later. We got some music now, guys.
We did get music.
It's awesome.
Isn't that great? Thank you to Nick, who tell us more about the music.
That music came from a friend of mine who is an excellent composer. His name is Peter Gresser. If you want to check out any of his stuff, he's on SoundCloud and also at www.sonofactory.com. Sono Factory, that's also where he is on SoundCloud.
Nice. Awesome.
Yes, it's awesome. We're also very happy to be here with you on the super blue blood moon, which is a thing that's happening right now in the sky, which is pretty cool. And, oh, look at the time, I should go. No. I'm going to let these guys introduce themselves, starting over here with Nick.
Hi guys, I'm Nick. I am playing Chen Su, a Hamed Theurge.
And I'm Sam. I'm playing Sigrun Eld, who is a Lupus Arun Get of Fenris. She's basically a Viking.
And I'm Stephen Screech Pope, and I'm playing Charles Brecht, the Hamed Galliard of the Fianna tribe.
And unfortunately, we were missing Jesse tonight. Jeremiah had to be elsewhere, and also Jesse was contagious, or potentially turning into a werewolf, and maybe I'll be joining her later.
Yes.
I don't know.
Column A, column B.
A little both.
That's her right now.
Yeah.
I have to finish the game.
Just a minute, Jesse, it's okay.
Shut up! You're ruining everything. Oh, and also, big call out to the fact that we have a new lighting setup in here, because I know in the
beautiful.
chat, sometimes you guys have wondered about why I look like I am maybe radioactive, and I probably still look slightly radioactive, but maybe slightly less with this new lighting setup.
A little bit less.
Yeah, I go back and I've watched the replays, and I'm like, I don't have any facial features anymore. It's just white.
It's like me at the beach.
Both of us at the beach, if I went to the beach.
Yeah.
But I don't, because that's where the sun lives.
You can go at night.
Well, yeah, but then I'd rather go other places.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Did anybody have any helpful players left
I
over?
had one.
No, I appear to be out of help play.
Here,
I'm
have a bullet
crushed
casing.
out.
Yay, thank you.
Bullet casing for you. And with that bullet casing pass off, how about you tell us what happened last time? Because I don't think anybody remembers anything anymore.
Let's see what happened last time. This is why I write things down, because I don't remember anything. There was a sermon. After the sermon, Sigrun awkwardly complimented Jeremiah. Also, told him that they captured the barn burners. She warned that someone is talking about werewolves, and the pack should probably take care of that. They agreed they should look for Charlie, since he's good at talking. They went to the saloon, but he wasn't there. Sigrun tried to use her sense of pack awareness to find him, but it didn't work. Suddenly, the pack all got a sense that someone was in the cairn. Chen shifted and ran for the cairn. Sigrun grabbed Jeremiah and dragged him out of the saloon. We have to go! They ran behind the saloon, saw the alley peeing guy, and headed into the mountain.
I actually roll for that, by the way, guys.
Yeah,
Like, you're like,
I
is
love
he
it.
back there? And I'm like,
That's my favorite.
We should name him.
No.
No, he's better at mystery.
P and P.
P and P.
Pete and Pete, what?
I love that show.
Sigrun shifted into Lupus. Charlie was mucking about in the desert trying to find the witch's house. He got the Fenris alarm and stopped what he was doing to run for it. Chen arrived at the cairn first. He smelled that someone was there, a new scent. He dashed into the cairn and ran into a man next to a campfire, cooking a stew. He was old, Native American, and sitting on a blanket. Sigrun arrived at a quick run and didn't pause, running towards the stew smell. The man ladled out some stew for Chen and said he was waiting for the rest of the pack. The others arrived, and he introduced himself as David Latrans. He found out they were here while visiting Osterman. Charlie was a bit miffed that he came in without announcing himself. David asked if they can talk in human form, not dog. Chen shifted, Sigrun did not. He asked why they were so serious and offered to tell them a story. He told a story of Coyote and ducks and the moon. Jeremiah was super unsettled and asked the Lord for forgiveness. Charlie had questions, and he suspected that the guy was not what he seemed. Sigrun was confused about how he is so old if he is not a fierce warrior. Charlie told the man a crude story, which he finds very funny. Sigrun told him a not-so-much story about how sometimes in the homelands the gods would visit in the form of a wandering stranger, and she looked at his eyeballs suspiciously to see if one was fake. Chen told a very boring story about...
He tried.
Hang on.
Silverman will try.
A very boring story about a turtle peeing, but even Jeremiah laughed. David asked him to tell a funny story. He told a joke about a fish with no eye. David asked Sigrun again for a funny story. So she told him the story of Jeremiah the polar bear. As they were talking, the cairn went completely black. The pack could smell that David was still there, and he said, well, that was sudden. Chen told him to bring back the light. Jeremiah tried to conjure fire, but only he could see it, and it didn't illuminate anything. Sigrun found Jeremiah in the darkness, and Chen tried to find the door. The door was not where it should be. David giggled and said something about finding the door. Charlie quacked in the darkness. David laughed. Charlie loudly talked about the moon while groping around blindly for Jeremiah. He got a handful of booty. Jeremiah exclaimed loudly. David laughed, and we all got a brief glow of light. Charlie increased the melodrama, but the humor was wearing off. Jeremiah caught on, though, and tried to make himself laugh, thinking about Charlie trying to do the rite of pants. Chen asked what he was laughing at, and then they all laughed at stories about pantsless Charlie. The tunnel illuminated as they walked out of the cairn and into the sunshine. David was sitting outside. He talked about laughter as a good defense, told Sigrun to lighten up, and disappeared. They have all learned a gift from Coyote, infectious laughter. On the way back to town, Sigrun asked the pack to drink at the tavern together. They had a nice time! ! Sigrun went back to the homestead to find a letter waiting for her. She took it to Charlie to read it for her. It was from Mackenzie. He says the pair that he arrested were not the barn burners. Dun dun dun. I actually wrote that part down.
Accurate. All right, so I'm going to say...
quick
yes, sir.
notice here. We were joking around about him being P and Peter, and Jen Human says he's horrible Peter's great-great-great-great-grandfather. Not horrible Peter!
He's the worst!
Wow, that's beautiful. That's canon now.
That's a deep cut.
That's exactly what Jen Human said you'd say.
Oh, yeah, I agree. That's canon. Thank you, Jen Human.
That puts vampire, werewolf, and insert coin all in the same universe.
Yes.
We've got Osterman, horrible Peter's
Quick, somebody tell Knave.
great-grandfather.
We'll have to tell him on Monday.
That's awesome. I love it.
Okay, so I say we can pick up where we left off. So you Sigrun had gone over to Charlie's because you can't actually read. And so the letter was, you could tell was writing.
Yep.
And also it had the hidden message on it when it was held up to the candlelight that heated it and said if the reward was missing in there that you should probably kill the messenger.
Yes.
But the reward was in there, so you did actually get that. So we join our story in progress.
Okay. It's late. I'm not that smart. We need Chen.
Yes. I agree.
On all counts, I assume. All right.
Now it is very late, and you guys have not slept in a while. So just giving you context of what time it is.
All right, so Charlie's going to check the clock and just going to go, ugh. All right, how about this? First thing in the morning, sunrise, then we go get Chen. Because I don't know about you, but there was a lot of yelling and a lot of laughing and a lot of coyote bullshit today, and I need a nap.
That is fair.
You going to be okay?
I'm wondering if it is wise that we both stay at my kinfolk's.
If you want me
tonight.
to, I can.
If you would, I would like that. We
Of
have a
course.
better chance if they are attacked again, if there is two of us.
Happily. Put on a shirt, grab a coat, and I follow to the Osterman homestead.
Magnuson.
Magnuson.
The Magnuson.
Osterman is
Osterman.
witchy.
Yeah, sorry. There's a lot
Probably.
of German-sounding names.
So I'm assuming my kinfolk are probably asleep. It's
Probably.
late. They get up early.
Gotta tend to the animals and all that.
Yeah. Go in quietly. I don't want to wake them up and worry them unnecessarily. They're already kind of freaked out
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
by literally everything.
Don't blame them. They've had a couple days. All right.
So you guys go back, bunk down. The night passes uneventfully.
Good.
Sweet.
All right.
Now, when you wake up in the morning, Astrid is actually talking to somebody at the door that you have not seen before. And he's very animated and talking to her and just, I'm telling you, my friend, this invention's going to change your life, going to change your life. Heard about the trouble that you've been having down here, and we're going to be able to fix that for you right fast. And Astrid seems sort of, it's been kind of a rough time of everything, so Astrid seems sort of receptive to this, and, the guy's kind of got, like, bowler hat in hand.
I'm going to put myself in between her and him and just... Can I help you?
Why, good morning, ma'am. I was just talking to your, sister? I'm assuming sister. About this wonderful new invention that we have here. It's called barbed wire. And you see what it is there's a bit of wire here that has, how rude of me. I haven't even introduced myself. My name is Preston Germain, and I am in your lovely town and selling my wonderful wares that are of the highest quality, I assure you.
I'm going to exit the house at this point. Comfy couch, gotta be honest. Morning.
And he kind of looks at Charlie and then looks at you and kind of, because you showed up at the same time, it's like,
Nice.
like, all right.
Did you just enter town today?
Well, yes, ma'am. I've just come in recently.
And are you planning to stay?
Well, I will be here as long as the good people of this town have use of my services before I move on to the next.
Well, if we have use of your services, I will find you.
Really? But I've been told about what was happening out here with trouble on your homestead.
Who told you about trouble here?
Why, Annette, over at the saloon. Very nice gal, Miss Merriweather. Lovely, lovely woman. Well, if you do need to find me, I will be staying right over there at Merriweather's Saloon, and I can guarantee you the best prices on this brand new invention. And like I said, it's a bit of wire. It's got little barbs all over it. You string it around the homestead, makes it very hard for intruders, makes it hard for animals to escape, and you all have a lovely, lovely day. And he sort of tips his head, puts his hat back on, and starts walking back into town.
Too jaunty. Do not like.
Bit early for that much pep, and that's coming from me. Now I said Ned have been talking about what happened here?
Annette.
Annette. I thought I said Ned. Oh, I know she's running her mouth.
It worries me. We should speak outside. We'll go outside.
Astrid has sort of a pained look on her face.
Astrid, something wrong?
No, y'all go and have your meeting, and I got things to do around here.
You head on out. I'll be right there.
Okay.
Can I help you, Charlie?
Now, I know you've been through a lot lately, and sorry for all of it. But if there's anything you or your husband need, I consider you family at this point.
Brother, they're not married.
Brother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're married.
No.
No.
This whole time.
No.
Listen, you and your brother, if you need anything, like,
I'm afraid what
I
we might
misunderstood
need
that
is
too.
not something that you can give us. And she just turns and walks back in the house.
all right. And I leave to join you.
Yeah. So I'm just outside. I'm waiting for you. They have a hard time with this.
It ain't easy.
They have been through a lot. I fear they may be through more soon.
Well, let's just take it one thing at a time, all right? Let's go talk to Shen, see what he thinks about the letter, and we'll figure it out from there, okay?
Yes, I will meet you there in a moment. I need to speak to Eric.
All right. I start moseying my way.
All right.
I get to mosey.
Yeah, I was about to ask if somebody had the letter.
Yeah, I'm checking to see if I have
Oh,
it.
I have the
And now
letter.
you guys know where
Okay.
the relational distance
good.
I
is.
have
Okay.
the
I will post
letter.
it
I
on
wanna
the
read that
forums
again.
later,
Yeah.
but we actually have a map
have a
of
map.
Razor Ridge.
Yay!
And I will post it on the forums soon, and then you guys can have a look at that and see kind of what's been in my head. Besides lots of red sticky bits that I call brains. Or gray, I don't know. Brain colored.
Pink.
So while he's walking over there, I'm going to go and find Eric, who's probably working on the animals or something.
Morning, Astrid. Or Astrid, morning, Sigrun. Sorry, Astrid was still in my brain.
Yeah. Morning, Eric. Astrid seems very down today.
She does it that. I mean, you have to suspect this has been a little hard on both of us.
I know. I had hoped coming here would afford you both more protection than we had in our last residence, but I'm afraid our troubles may have followed us.
I should say so. I mean, in a few short days, barn burnt. We had held at gunpoint. You know, window broken. It's a lot. Even with the extra animal you found the other day.
I can find more animals.
You know, honey, that is not the problem.
I know. The pack is helping me. We will take care of the trouble. But I think you may need, just in case, to make sure that you know where Father's sword is and that it is sharp.
It is, and I'm not convinced that the trouble's going to go away that easily. And I think you know that.
No, but it would make me feel better to know that you are prepared for battle if it comes.
Is there something else that you need to tell us?
The ones that we apprehended that held you at gunpoint, they did not burn the barn.
So you're saying we've been the victim of two different groups or individuals causing problems, one of which may or may not be related to what you are, and one that most definitely was.
Yes.
You can see how we're not feeling real comforted right now.
Yes, and that is why I'm trying to find these people and kill them.
I can't say that brings me a lot of comfort either. And not for their sake, but for yours.
It's what must be done to protect my kin. I will do it, whatever I must.
You do what you need to, Sigrun. Always have, always will.
I do what I need to and what I was taught to do. How can we all feast in Valhalla with father and mother if I don't protect you and fight to protect you? But you must fight to protect yourselves too.
I'll make sure that the sword is somewhere easy to get at.
Okay. And then I'll leave him to his yard work.
He goes back to it.
And then I'll go meet these guys at Chen's place.
So before your lovely compadres show up, what has Chen been up to on this lovely morning of November 23rd?
Chen has been, after the experience with Coyote, he has been thinking a lot about contact with the spirits and how incredibly frustrating they can be sometimes. And spent some time in meditation about that and about the lessons that he was taught. And then eventually went to sleep, and then would have woken up before the sunrise as usual. And
Like
gone
clockwork.
out. Yep.
Like
and
you this morning.
Yes, like me this morning.
Channeling.
Yes. This morning I was channeling a little bit and got up to see the blood red super blue moon and sat up and watched it for an hour.
Mega
and
eclipse
had some,
in 3D.
yeah, exactly, and had some magic. So, but yes, Chen would be up as per his practice. So I think along this way towards the ridge somewhere.
Okay.
There's like a pile of rocks that he climbs up on top of, and then does his whole.
Oh, with the sun
all.
like silhouetting him.
Yes,
up on
exactly.
There.
Yeah,
Like,
very
I love
cinematic.
this. Much drama.
Hey, you
Very
gotta
Karate
you
Kid.
gotta make sure it looks good.
Much drama, so karate. Wow.
Only the
I'm a
finest memes here on
stereotype.
Rage.
No, it's a great visual for a
Yes.
Western. I fully endorse this stamp of approval.
Okay. So that's what that's probably where they would find me if they're lighting up here first thing in the morning.
Yeah, you guys got up pretty early.
Yep.
Surprisingly early in Charlie's case.
Hey, he's been sober for about 3 days now, so.
What is happening?
All right, so first thing, I go by Chen's Fine Tailoring and Medicine. See, it's closed.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing that damn whooshy woo thing at the rocks. He does not know what it does or
Sure.
means or any
Yeah,
of that.
sure. I just Charlie's gift of gab here as
And I start heading out towards where I know he does his. It's Tai Chi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I start walking that way. I get the letter out. Hey, Jen. Don't give me the finger right now. We got some big to deal with.
that's right. He sheds up on the rocks and goes,
Good morning to you too.
Hey, it was the index.
I know. It's just I like to imagine things sometimes,
Sure.
guys. Like this whole story.
Chen silences you for a moment as he finishes up the last of the sequence, and then bows to the sun and turns to you. Yes, Charlie. It is good to see you here this so early this morning.
I know. I've been replaced by an alien. Watch out for it. And I hold out the envelope with a letter.
An alien.
Sigrun got that.
This is from the kin who was here while I was indisposed?
Yeah. One of the same. Now, he found out those lovely folks we dealt with earlier were not the ones who burnt down the barn.
That is troubling.
To put it mildly.
Well, then it looks like we have additional work ahead of us to discover the culprits.
Yeah. We got some new guy in town. He came up. He was talking to Astrid about how, hey, I heard what happened to you. And apparently Annette told him. I don't know. Do you think there's someone in town who's like aware of what we are and trying to...
It would seem to be an odd way to go about doing such a thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
If anyone were to be targeted by someone who was curious about our capabilities, no offense, but it would probably be you, as the least subtle of us.
Yeah, no. Thank God for delirium. Look, how about we go pick up Cranky Pants and have a little pack meeting.
Who?
Which one of us is cranky?
I know, that's what I
Spoiler, it's all of you.
He just calls us all Cranky Pants.
You take turns being Cranky Pants. It's like Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, except it's the werewolves and it's Cranky Pants.
It's the collar of the Cranky Pants.
There you go. It's the flea collar of the Cranky Pants.
Of the traveling Cranky Pants.
Yes. The pale Jesus-y one.
Let us do so.
So we head back into town. Do we run into this one on the way?
Probably, because that's where I was going to Chen's. So,
Yeah, you probably end up crossing paths because you stayed behind for a little bit more, but not that much
not
longer.
long, yeah. Okay.
Hey, your talk with Eric go okay?
Yes. They've forgotten so much of what our ancestors taught. They will not be ready for battle.
It is difficult when the current generation does not listen to the wisdom of the ancestors.
But they were the ones who taught it to me. You'd think they could heed their own lessons. It is frustrating. Perhaps I will make a sacrifice to Odin.
I have so many questions and not enough time. Come on, let's head to the church. Should I pretend to be possessed again? That's always funny.
I don't think he will like that.
Oh, he hates it, but it's hilarious for me.
It would be pretty funny.
All right, I approach the church, open the front door.
You don't open the front door.
Sanctuary. I'm here to find Jesus.
Is he in there?
Silence.
This is troubling. I'll go around to the back. I assume there's some sort of like living quarters or something.
Back door's
It's-
open. Like, open.
Oh, like just fully open.
Yeah.
Jeremiah.
You can kind of hear your own voice echo in the church.
Are there signs of a struggle?
No.
I storm to the back of the church. Where the hell is... Why is that door open?
I do not know. But perhaps we
I
should
rush
investigate.
in. I just rush in. Germ? I'm like looking under furniture. I'm trying to find anything.
Chen will first see if there's any sort of a note or message, anything that might be I don't know, maybe like mark or something that werewolves would understand.
Would
But
you
that
like to give me a roll for that?
I would love to.
Okay, good. Because that's what you're going to do.
Okay.
Perception and investigation.
Perception and investigation. Oh, right. Trade-offs when you make a character.
I'm going to say it's going to be 6s.
Okay. That looks like 1, 2, 3 successes.
Okay. Doesn't seem like there's really much in the room at all. I mean, everything seems to be in pretty good order. Bed sheets seem maybe the bed hasn't been made. They were tossed back. But you do notice that over by the doorknob to leave, there's some rake marks around the door handle that look like claw marks.
The impression. Sorry.
No, I'm just enjoying this.
the impression that I am getting, and that I think that Chen is getting, then, is that there was some sort of difficulty changing. Quick question. Meta question. Sorry, Nick question.
Nick question, okay.
Not Chen question.
Nick question.
Yes. Yes, if you want, I will make the
out of character.
Is
I feel like there needs to be
An
a
out of
hat
character
there.
horn.
as I
You
recall.
don't have to keep doing that. Unless you want to.
Right. Well, there are video watchers. I mean, podcasters aren't getting anything out of this, but for the rest of you.
For the rest of us, it's great.
For those listening at home, just put your thumb on your forehead, and you too can feel like a total dork.
It's interactive. Everybody
Yeah.
at home, let's try it.
Unless you're driving. In any case,
Setting at home, unless they live in their car. What?
We're not here to judge.
this is Los Angeles.
True story.
But the for Metis, the Krynos form is their quote natural form.
Yes.
Okay. Are the claw marks of a large size, like I would expect from a Krynos form that was trying to use a door in a normal fashion, or is it like a smaller, like more like a wolf-sized couches?
They're bigger, definitely, and it looks like if something was like kind of trying to reach for a doorknob, and the handle's like too big and too bulky for it to be able to quite get it. So there's going to be some like
the gouge
rake
all around.
marks, and kind of like almost a little circular, like it finally got the hook, but it against the wood.
I knock on the door. Jeremiah?
No, it's the door going outside.
Oh, outside. I'm sorry.
Sorry,
got
I
it.
should have been more clear.
Gotcha. I misunderstood. Okay. Charlie,
What?
look at this, please. And I'll show you the gouge marks on the door. It looks like Jeremiah left in perhaps a agitated state.
Why would Germ go into his Krynos form? He hates being in his Krynos form. Why?
Perhaps it was unintentional.
Perhaps he was trying to deal with information or emotions that had come up in the past day. We have been through quite an interesting experience.
I gotta find him, and I'm out the door.
Okay.
Can I see any tracks leading away?
Not really. Like I said before, November is very breezy out there, so tracks would have kind of been blown away. And
on this hard pan, it's not like there's going to be nice, soft prints anyway.
Yeah, no, there's not going to be.
Can I try to, follow the scent?
You can try, but there really isn't much to follow. Again, it's windy and dusty, so it's not easy to track across.
That's fair.
You could try, but it would be very, very difficult. It's a particularly breezy day.
Okay, but I'll give it a shot anyway.
Sure. I'm gonna say, let's see, that's primal urge and perception,
Okay.
and it's gonna be real hard. I'm gonna say it's 9s.
That's fair. That is. Are you a 9? Yes, you are. 2 successes.
2 6.
Damn it, guys, Max seemed to say. Don't try and track down the person who's not here. I have other things to do.
Fuckers. Always with you
That's
guys.
his not boyfriend. He's gonna be nervous. He's gonna be concerned.
I know, it's like when Nick was out and you guys were like, I want to talk to Chen. And
Yeah.
I'm like, he's not here!
I'm sorry.
Chen doesn't live here anymore.
There's only Zool.
You can get a direction. I will say, definitely heading out and away from the town, and it seems like maybe gonna, if you follow it for a little bit, is maybe heading back towards the mountains, back towards the ridge.
Towards the cairn, maybe?
I'm gonna guess not.
You have a, like I said, it's a vague direction. It's breezy out. Jesse's not here.
So Charlie's gonna just kind of be like, oh, I think he was going this, maybe that.
Everybody give me a primal urge and perception roll.
Okay.
All right.
Difficulties, 6.
That is 1 success.
Okay.
Difficulty is what? 6?
6.
I'm sorry, primal urge and what?
Perception?
And perception. Okay.
I need one more.
Primal urge and
Whoops.
Whoa.
perception. Okay. Quick question from the chat about
3,
if
4.
form would change, like tracking, have influence on tracking. And I answered that I'm pretty sure that like anything based off perception would, because your perception changes when you go to more wolf.
Yeah, and that's actually on the second sheet.
Yep.
The second sheet does have a breakdown, so you do have some pluses and minuses based on what form you're in. Hamid, there's no change, but some of the other ones have a little bit more change,
Right.
but not as much. There's a -2 perception difficulty for lupus, but that's the only one that has a perception change.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you guys really sold it to me on something else, I'd maybe consider it, but that's sort of the base.
No worries. Just it was a question of clarification, and I wanted to. It seemed like a good time.
You all
to
are doing
ask
the
about
human
that.
thing right now, though, so.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. What was it? Target
6s?
6, 3.
Okay. You all made it. So that connection, that magnetic connection you guys all have, you kind of can't. You feel cut off from Jeremiah. You're not really sure. Like normally you get that push and pull. You're not really. It's kind of like when you put magnets around a compass and it kind of doesn't know which way to go. It's kind of uncertain right now.
Charlie's freaking out.
Okay. This is another out of character question, which is going to determine what Chen will do next. My understanding from the rules is that any werewolf can enter the penumbra,
Yeah, I don't think there's
given a reflective surface.
Yeah, I would say that anyone technically could. It's like in Ratatouille, anyone can cook, but not everybody can cook well.
Very well.
I love that
I feel-
answer, by the way. I love that answer.
So I feel like anyone can penumbra, but not necessarily well, and some of them might just kind of think they're tricking their mind into something.
Okay.
But
Chen will produce one of his hatchets.
okay.
He has 2 hatchets. They're both painted on one side, but mirrored on the inside
Okay.
on there.
I don't think I knew that.
And I want to use that.
When did
well,
you
it's,
have those?
It's from start, but we've never really.
I know,
had any
but did you
combat
never
about
use
that?
sheet?
I don't
They're
think
on
I
his little
did.
dude.
I didn't think I don't think I went through and bought all of my stuff. But if that's a problem, then
No,
then
it's
I don't.
okay. I
But
just if you guys
that was
have
how I always
just
envisioned.
fair warning if you guys have like equipment and stuff, like just let me know so
Okay.
that I won't go. You didn't say no.
Oh, how about this circus wagon that I have?
Right? I mean,
That's from a home game.
Oh, sorry, wrong game.
yeah, those are acceptable. I'm just saying.
No. I understand.
Okay. Sure, you pull those out.
Okay. I want to use the reflective surface in order to enter the Umbra so that I can see if there are any clues on that side.
Clues for...
Where Jeremiah may have gone, what might have prompted Jeremiah to leave.
Okay.
Anything that I can do to... In essence, I feel like we've looked on the mortal plane and gotten us some clues. I want to see if there's anything in the spirit realm, in the spirit plane that...
I'm going to say that's definitely going to be a roll.
Okay.
I'm going to say this to me also feels like perception because it's, a very mind thing. But I'm going to say it's also rituals because this has got a ritual nature to it.
Okay.
Or you can make the argument for occult. I would let you roll either of those. And I'm going to say, because that's one of your stated character flaws is trouble connecting with beyond.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say it's going to be still a difficult role for you. This is a moment where you've got a pack member that's kind of freaking out. Somebody is missing. And I'm sure that's going to be a harder time to center yourself.
Okay.
I'm going to say your difficulty is going to be 8.
Okay. Do you feel more strongly whether it's occult or ritual at this point?
I think it depends on how you look at it as a player and as a character. If it is, to me, like a ritual is you're going through the motions of something that you were maybe taught previously, and occult to me feels more, and this is just me making a call as a GM, to me occult feels more innate. And occult's usually like to see occult things around you, but I would make the case that it's also for engaging in things that are beyond.
Okay. I am going to use ritual, even though Chen is better at occult, but the way you described it, I feel that it's much more, he's still getting in touch with things, and so he's trying to do something more by rote.
It's following the instructions versus feeling your way through it.
Right.
And so that's where I would put
Chen
a
is still
line there.
following every exact step in the cookbook and not going like, that's about the right amount of salt.
You're not Remying this.
Right.
911 for Ratatouille. Oh, snap.
That's
shit.
still
Whoa.
What is happening tonight?
That is awesome!
All right, for the next roll, you guys have to roll difficulty 12.
Do I hate any of those?
On your 10-sided die.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is going to be sort of your first time. The other thing that I would like to recommend to you, and while this is for boosting a physical stat, I'm going to say that you've got the sort of the Fenris totem juju going for you right now as well, and that's also part of, you've connected with, that's the one spirit you've really connected with.
Right.
And now you've had this mild connection to Coyote as well, so I would see maybe you'd go back to sort of a past connection as well to kind of help, like, jar you
Right.
into it.
Like, concentrate on what those felt like, and while they were very different, what was the core element of how I'm trying to extend my senses out to another realm.
So you, I imagine, sit down with your, you said they were like not axes.
Yeah, like 2 hatchets.
Like 2 hatchets, and you've got the mirrored pieces of them facing you, and you're sitting on the ground, and you're staring into them, and you're trying to go through everything that you've remembered and been taught, and kind of feeling sort of trying to remember how it felt to connect with the spirits before. And you sort of get this falling feeling, and then it feels like you're moving through cold water, like stepping into cold water face first, and kind of falling into sort of this dark space. And as you're looking around the dark space, everything starts to illuminate a little bit brighter, and it seems sort of like the world that's already around you, but in different hues that seem out of step with what the natural world is. And sort of just out of the corner of your eyes and vision, you see little wisps of stuff moving. And you look down, and there is a very faint trail of like paw marks sort of just into the distance and heading off towards where you can kind of see sort of a spectral ridge.
Okay. 2 other questions. Can I communicate across the barrier, and or is the portal sort of a one wolf, one passage type thing?
Well, I know that Charlie has a mind speak ability, which is sort of a speaking through distances through the Umbra. And that's a special ability and something that's more innate to his clan. So I would say for you to do the same is kind of a different discipline.
Okay.
I think it's a plane in which you are existing right now, and you can wander and move within and interact, but not necessarily just like, I'm going to talk to this werewolf on the other side of... This is still a new experience for you, so I don't think you're going to be like, hello, Guru Telegraph to the East Coast. How you guys doing? But I think you can try and like maybe pull something towards you.
Do I see like a misty form where Charlie was standing there?
I think you get sort of a sense of it, and
Okay.
I feel like when you turn and you look at them, it's like kind of this confusing like double,
more like a feeling,
like
and not
no, like a double exposure of a human form and a wolf form, and it's kind of both at the same time in a way that your brain can't even quite fully process, but still understands the implication of.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to take a moment to sort of orient myself and figure out what is going on. If you want to maybe go back to them and what they see while I'm doing that.
Yeah.
So Chen.
So what are you guys doing?
Seems
Chen
to
is
have gone
zonking out.
Charlie,
He's like super catatonic, like he's sitting over, these things, and he's very stiff and very focused on the hatchets in front of him.
So my physical form is still there, not...
I'm gonna say that it is. That
Okay.
This is more because, like we were talking about with Gnosis earlier, Guru are 2 different halves. They're the physical mortal being and the Gnosis, which is the spirit form. So I see those as being 2 different things. You're not going to step your physical form into a spirit world because it doesn't belong there.
Okay.
Sometimes there's some crossover. But even like when Fenris interacted with you all in the real world, it was very much just sort of this shadowy thing that was kind of pulling through. It wasn't inhabiting a physical form, so it couldn't quite pierce into the physical world fully.
Okay.
Charlie's freaked out.
Okay. So
Like he's visibly upset.
Sigrun walks over to you and like puts your hand on your shoulder. Charlie, it's gonna be okay.
What? Yeah, no, it's gonna be fine. It's
Jeremiah, you know how he is about being in his true form.
Yeah, he doesn't do it. He doesn't go off like this. He's not dumb. I'm the dumb one. I wander off, not him.
He's not dumb. I think if he cannot get out of it, he probably wants to be alone.
You're probably right. You're right. You're right.
I know, given what the other things that are going on, it is very unsettling. I want to find him too, but I think we also have to deal with the other situation and give him his space.
Yeah, you're right.
He'll come back to us. He's not gone.
I don't know where he is. I hate not knowing where people are.
I know.
It's okay. I'm fine. Chen?
This time, because before when he was sort of penetrating into that spot before, it was in a place that already had a lot more power, and he was sort of more in between worlds. I feel like this was probably a deeper dive, maybe even more than he was expecting. You don't even get the...
I don't get the finger.
You don't get the finger. You don't get the... Put a pause on that, Charlie. He is fully, focused. And you can kind of hear something...
Fully focused.
Fully focused. And, I mean, you can hear It's not even like you're really hearing him. There's sort of like a little bit of a warbly noise, but it's more like just like the scratch of thought at the back of your head than it is that, because you were so immersed in a way.
Oh, sure.
And
I mean,
feel like maybe in a way
it's gotta
you weren't
be kind
even
of overwhelming.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like for the first time to actually do it unaided, because the first time that it was at the cairn, there was also the Fenris spirit, and there was that, and you were also not here at the table, so I had to come up with a good excuse for why you weren't there. But this is your first time actually making the plunge into something you have been trying to do for a very long time.
Okay. Having kind of oriented myself and figuring out what is how this realm works. Chen doesn't realize, by the way, that he's sort of astrally projected. He thinks he's here. Yes.
Yeah. And it feels like you're there.
Oh, of course. That's why I was like, oh, it's still sitting there. Okay. Chen will look around, and when it seems that his companions are not joining him, I will start to follow those silver footsteps.
Okay.
Are they Krino steps? Are they human footsteps? Are they wolf?
I feel like it's that
Pause.
same sort of weird combination of,
They shift.
of fluctuation, and as you come to each one, it sort of dissipates as you follow the trail.
Oh, fantastic. So there's no breadcrumbs. Excellent. Yes. All right, let's get lost.
No.
Um,
I'm with the dog on this one.
it's okay, Jesse.
I'm coming for you, Jesse.
They start heading towards the ridge. But as you, and it seems like you're moving in a kind of fast way, like, like World of Warcraft when you're dead,
Yeah.
and you're just kind of like moving, sort of like you don't really even have to worry about stepping over rocks. You can kind of
Right.
nothing here has that permanence to it. It's got more permanence if you believe it's permanent. If you believe that you will trip on it, you will trip on it. But if you want to just walk through it, you have the ability to also just pass through it, because everything is still this sort of flexible thing.
Movement is more about intent than it is about actually moving.
Yeah, because this is spirit. You are not bound by the same limitations, Neo.
I know Kung Fu.
Well, he already knew
Tai
that.
Chi.
Well, now you can layer that in.
Yeah.
As you start to come towards the ridge, you hear something growling from the direction of the cairn.
I turn to look.
That was impressive.
Good job, Jesse.
I wish that
We're trying a new thing. Jesse's just going to Foley the episode for us.
I wish the mics were going to pick up that stuff, but they won't.
I know.
They did before, and actually, I don't know if it's the new mic setup, but people have been commenting they've been hearing the
Good.
dogs.
Well, that actually works out
should
perfect
work.
for us.
Yeah.
Every
Right,
other
yeah.
show, not great. Our show,
Perfect.
as you turn to look, you see a shape that is familiar to you, and it's a dark, shadowy shape, and it is a giant wolf, and you recognize that Fenris is coming towards you.
I will. Can you get his autograph?
That's what I see.
Word, paw print. Oh. I will. I stop and bow to Fenris.
And it just kind of breathes in deeply and breathes out, and it's just kind of this like mist that comes out from the nostrils, sort of that curling sort of mist.
Honor to you.
And it's obvious that just waiting for your response. Like it's just sitting there looking at you right now.
I bow and I say, honor to you, Great Spirit.
Why have you come?
One of our pack is missing, and he came this way.
Did I not warn against potential weaknesses in this pack?
Yes, you have made warning. I do not see this as a weakness. Do not even you require time for processing? He has had an experience.
Do you not think that he also requires time for this processing? Leave him be. There are bigger matters at hand.
As you request. And I will bow and back away.
And just kind of moves, the Fenris moves slowly back towards the cairn. And
now, where did I leave my body? And Chem will. I will travel back to.
Wait.
Oh.
Before you do, Fenris sort of shakes his head and says, "You're not asking the right questions." And you get a flash of an image in your mind of, and it's not as clear as it could be, but you just get this impression of an image of an eye with a moon around it and some writing that you can't understand. And with that, you are kicked back out of the Umbra, like immediately back into your body.
All right, an eye with a moon around it and words I don't understand. What type of an eye? A human eye? A wolf eye?
It's illustrated. It's not like an actual like physical compilation of things. It actually looks like a symbol.
Okay.
Jen!
You were gone.
I know.
No, part of you. The body was still here.
Yeah. What'd she say?
But you were not in it.
Are you sure?
Well, I tried slapping you a couple times. That didn't work. And then I wanted to go get some water splash on you, but Sig here said that'd be not good. And, I don't know, you freaked me out.
I traveled to the Umbra and attempted to find Jeremiah.
Did you find him?
No, I was not successful in that quest. But Fenris has requested that we allow Jeremiah time and that we're not asking the right questions.
I told you he needed time.
Okay.
Does this mean anything to you? And I will kind of try and sketch what I did in the dirt, or what I saw in the dirt.
Could I roll like enigmas or occult? Or is this just something that's like, blink, nothing?
I'm gonna say nothing. I'm gonna say that this really, I mean, you've seen a lot of symbols, you've seen pack symbols, you've seen this is something else. And it doesn't, like pack symbols all seem to have sort of a unifying look to them, even though they're different shapes. This is a lot more smooth and polished out and doesn't really gel with anything else that you are familiar with.
Well, it's my expert opinion that I have no fucking idea what that is. How about you, Siggy?
It does not look familiar to me.
Well, I believe it to be important, or Fenris would not have spent the time to give this to me. And I will scuff out the picture.
Okay.
Good call. All right. All right. Okay. So, deep breath, deep breath. Germ's going to be running off for a bit. That's fine. As long as he's okay, that's fine. We got to figure out who burned down your family's barn, because they are... Your family's at risk, my family's at risk.
Yes, that is
Agreed.
unacceptable.
At least my brother knows how to use a goddamn gun.
We could send this symbol to Mackenzie in a letter. Well, one of you could. And ask him if he knows what it means.
Do you know where Mackenzie will be?
Do we really want that floating around?
Letters must have a destination.
Oh,
And
this
he
is
appeared,
true.
from your description, he appeared to be a traveling man.
Not to mention, I don't recognize it. I don't want it
Rambling
floating
man.
around.
He's a wanderer.
Just a wanderer.
Yeah, he roams around and
Around
around.
and around.
If this symbol is all we have to go on for now, we must find its source. Is there anyone else in town that might
Well, there's
There
one
is-
be a
person.
good
Oh,
source
right.
of information?
I wasn't there.
I know someone. I actually I was actually trying to find her the other day.
Oh, yes?
You ain't gonna like this.
He wasn't there.
How do you know this?
Just call it a hunch. You're not gonna like this experience.
Wait, no, you were there. Wait, unless you're talking about something else.
I'm talking about Ostrich.
Doily McWitcherson.
Osterman.
Osterman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
Chen
there.
was there.
Ostrich. He was there. He wasn't there when you were trying to find her.
Yeah, you were all there.
Yeah.
We could always ask her. She's kind of all-knowing. Has a lot of doilies. You have doilies, you're smart. That's just how it works. I don't make the rules.
She must be very smart.
Chen gives you this same face with the raised
Just a
eyebrow
raised eyebrow
and the
of
tilted head of
Charlie. Where's the
doilies
logic?
Are
She did assist us in finding the cairn.
my Sifu was very wise and very smart and had no doilies. I do not think that this is a universal truth.
I never met a lady who made doilies who wasn't smart. That's all I'm saying. Now, we could go ask her. Or hell, maybe we could just hang around here and wait for a coyote to show up.
I think that perhaps
How that might work.
I think that perhaps asking outsiders to help solve our problems would be against what we're here for.
Yeah, no, that ain't good. Fenris ain't gonna like that either.
Well, and if our task could be handled by another, that other would be here. But Gaia has summoned us, and this is our job.
Well, shit, we got a couple jobs to do.
Then perhaps there are people in town that you can ask about, and perhaps Sigrun, the rest of your family might have information.
I can ask them if they recognize the symbol.
But I also mean your,
Oh, yes, my other sibling.
yes, if they've seen
fuzzy
anything
ones.
or have any other, smelled anything, if anything weird is happening in the area that they've claimed,
Mm.
that might be useful.
Couldn't hurt.
And then I will check some of our abandoned locations. Perhaps someone is hiding something. No one seems to have seen who burned down the barn, so they must have been hiding somewhere or come in or out. If they've come in or out, then we have no
That
chance
sounds
to
like
be
a
able to
two-man
find them.
job.
But if they are holed up somewhere, or if there's evidence of the crime, perhaps there will be additional information.
If you've come upon them, you will want someone with you.
Yeah, that's a two-man job.
I can go and speak to my siblings if you two wanted to start in the town, and then I will join you.
Is that all right with you?
I can handle myself.
I know you can. All right. Let's go check out some abandoned buildings while you talk to some family members. This is going to be a fun day. Fun day. Woo!
So you're going to abandon building?
Chen
We're gonna
drinks a liquid cigarette at the fun day.
We
So here's Chen's thought. Chen's thought is somebody came in with supplies that they were obviously going to do this at. They don't appear to have holed up any place in town, because that would be probably, even in our crappy town, a little suspicious if someone was walking around with kerosene cans and torches and stuff. So one thing that I don't think that we have done yet is check these abandoned locations, and perhaps there is someone, maybe if they hold up for a little while because they were trying to determine where the werewolves lived, or that was a specific target. Maybe there's information. Maybe they're still hiding there, planning their next attack.
maybe there's
I don't know.
vampires. We don't know.
That would be interesting.
It would also be kind of a bad idea in those rickety wood houses in the middle of Arizona.
Play, I'm a wild west vampire. Oh no, the sun.
Okay. So, you guys are going to go check abandoned buildings, and you're going to, I'm assuming, probably ditch clothes, go to wolf form, and go talk to your kinfolk. Your wolfy kinfolk on the other side of the ridge.
Yes. I guess I can change back. I kind of want to be in human form so I can draw the symbol for them.
I mean, you can do that too. You can do whatever you like. You can be a naked human person. They don't care.
They don't care. No. Okay, let's see. I'm at the church, which is where.
So
The ridge is
basically,
that way.
yeah. So you'd have to go out and around, and off towards the mountains.
Yeah.
So I mean, you've got a bit of. It's going to take you some time to get back there.
So northwest.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Time-wise, I'll probably go up to where I figure people can't see me, and then switch into lupus form and book it over there.
Yeah. You can probably hide clothes behind the mountain of rocks that Chen likes to use for
Yeah.
Tai Chi.
That.
Okay. And you guys are going to go into town and check in the very shitty abandoned places. All right.
Yes. See if there's anything, any clues, or if there's anything weird.
Okay.
Anything weird.
Well,
This whole place is weird.
I'll know what it is when I see it, but I don't know how to describe what it is.
We're just trying to find something more supernaturally suspicious, or at the very least, I don't know. It'd be great if we could find like a wall of push pins and yarn with a bunch of werewolf photos.
Yeah. Some pre-made Molotov cocktail.
Yeah, that would just be like, well,
Some
super.
journals that are
Yeah.
I totally fucking did this. Sign.
Sign.
day 37. I've spotted them again.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the ginger one. It's always the ginger one.
It's Anatoly's journal.
No.
Dear journal. Dear diary. Today I saw another of the puppies.
All right, so we'll check the one across from my homestead first. They probably wouldn't be stupid enough to set up there, but we might as well just, while we're here.
They're stupid enough to try and hunt werewolves.
This is true.
Okay. What I'm going to have you guys do is give me investigation and perception roll.
All right.
Difficulty 6.
That is one success.
Okay.
That is 3 successes.
You find nada, Charlie, and Chen, you find a whole lot of nada.
Oh, excellent.
Like, more nada than you know what to do with. You should probably share it
Extra
around because
nada.
there's so much nada.
Can I bottle some of this nada and bring it back to
You sure can. You can
Chen,
sell.
Chen's fine tailoring and
You can
medicine?
sell bottles full of nada.
I don't even know what this building was for.
And there's like old shelving that was built into the walls and stuff, but nothing in there.
All right. So we go check the one next to your place, or we can keep going, or we can head south a bit. There is that one in bumfuck nowhere.
Let's try that one first. It seems as though that would be the most likely place for anyone to stage a raid on the farmstead.
Makes sense.
Okay.
So we head south past the outhouses.
You rolled so much not on that last roll that I will tell you there ain't nothing in this place either. You guys are playing a
rolling
really
nada.
weird mini game.
Yeah.
Usually it's Sam that plays the mini games.
I'm gonna play a separate mini game in a bit.
Apparently.
It's gonna be super fun.
I'm going to go ahead and just tell you guys now, you go through the abandoned buildings. They're dirty and they're dusty. And there's evidence that, what was it, Peeing Peter?
Oh no!
He's horrible. I hate that guy.
Has been in one of them.
Oh, this place reeks. This
Oh.
is the worst. Oh.
Oh
Sin
yeah,
to kill.
it's pretty noxious, especially because even in human form, you still have a little bit of werewolf sense of smell there.
Oh, this is hell. This is my nightmare.
Your people are barbaric.
Oh my God, I don't argue. I'm not arguing. Oh. Bleh, bleh.
Yeah, and it's the one that's closest to Merryweather's. Just like he just kind of stumbled in there one
Oh,
night when he was really drunk. Yeah, but he didn't.
How does one man produce that much urine?
I imagine it's like that Futurama episode.
It is a
He's
mystery.
like, well, Fry, animals usually go in the corner. He's like, the corner. That's it. There isn't anything going on in any of those buildings.
Okay, nothing weird or out of place.
All
any
right,
of those.
so that's a good thing. And by a good thing, I mean a really awful thing, because that means there's someone in this town who's relatively social who probably wants us dead. Alternatively, something else entirely. We'll see. I'm very concerned, and I can't get that smell out of my nose.
So they've been checking all of the buildings.
Yes.
Within this amount of time, you have made it out back behind the ridge.
Yay!
To your kinfolk out there,
Yes.
who come bouncing over. They're very happy to see you. Hey, asking you if you've seen Fenris again. Did you get his autograph? Next time, ask for a selfie.
No, but my friend saw him. It was cool.
Well played.
Nailed it.
I'll tell them quickly about Coyote and tell them to watch out for him because he's kind of a jerk.
They probably laugh though about the
Yeah.
whole thing because they didn't have to put
It's
up
funny,
with that.
yeah.
So there's a lot of Schadenfreude going on right
Yeah.
now.
Yes.
It's German. It's fine.
I
More
know,
German.
It's fine.
So you turn back to Hamid form.
Yes. Well, they can
They can
understand me.
Well, they can totally understand you. You were talking about drawing stuff, but
Yes.
Okay.
I was just wondering if they can understand me while I'm in Hamid form. Probably.
You can still. I think you can still speak the Guru tongue no matter what form you're in. I don't know, but they're kinfolk. I don't know. It's kind of weird middle ground.
I could human bark at them basically, and they would understand.
You know what? I'm totally gonna go with that. That you know enough that even in human form, you can bark a little bit of wolf, but it's kind of like dumb wolf speak.
Yeah.
Duh.
And it's probably hilarious
Yeah.
to anyone who's not like me.
Bork,
watching me do
bork,
it. Yeah.
Your siblings are rolling in the dirt laughing.
Yeah.
She's so stupid.
Oh, what a
This is
baby,
the
Okay.
best.
baby
So I'm going
tongue.
to talk to them a little bit first before I shift back so then I can draw the thing.
Yeah.
So I'll give them the basics of like Fenris said, we're looking in the wrong area. We need to look for this thing. I'll show you the thing in a minute. I'll tell them the people that burned the barn, the people we caught were not them. There may be more coming. I need you guys to look out, to keep an eye out if there are people coming into the town, and warn us.
Okay. And I imagine you probably draw up the symbol and stuff.
Yeah, and then I'll draw up the symbol.
And they look at it, and there's like
yeah.
cocked head looking at it, and they do not recognize it. However,
Okay.
now that you kind of mentioned it, and they're not as familiar because it's not a specialty of theirs, but they're still connected enough through you that I feel like they noticed somebody came into town and seemed a little weird, and they can't really describe in what way. Like, it's not something that they quite understand, but they just got a really off feeling, because they've seen people traveling into town, and it's sort of been whatever, or, oh, we can tell they're a guru, or they're human. But somebody came into town and just seemed a little off. They didn't really get a great look, because they tried to move away from it as fast as possible. They didn't want to be spotted, but they did see that somebody went into town that just felt off, and now that they really think about it, it may have been about the time that maybe a day or two before the barn burned down, so they weren't really looking out for somebody coming in to make trouble.
Okay. And it was one person?
It was one person, seemed to be carrying, have something pretty large with them, was on a horse, but it seemed to have a... They describe it as sort of a square box thing with latches.
Okay.
That's about as much as they could
Square
parse
box
out,
thing.
and it's sort of it's a human thing, so they don't really know words
don't
for
give a
it.
shit,
It
yeah.
was just like, and it was on the horse, and it wasn't food, so
Who cares?
And it was one person with a horse. Was it a man or a woman?
I think they're fairly certain it was a guy.
Okay. One dude. Okay. And you have not seen this person since?
Shake the until you know.
If you see them again, tell me.
And they, nod and, seem very anxious about the whole thing. There's kind of the, sympathetic, whimpers.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll tell them to, stay away from it, but warn me, and if they need to, if they can't find me, to warn Astrid and Eric. Okay. How is the hunting? Is it good? Are you getting enough to eat? No.
A lot of rabbits.
A lot of rabbits.
Occasional coyote. Not the one that you told us about.
No, don't eat that one. I imagine he would not taste good.
Sounds stringy anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Probably makes you roll dice really bad.
Delicious.
Okay. And I'll thank them, and actually I'm going to ask them if they want to go hunting with me, because I need to get an animal for the sacrifice.
Are you wanting to do that right now?
Yes.
Well, they're never going to say no to a good hunt.
And I haven't hunted with them in a while, so.
Yeah. What pre-tell are you hunting out in the desert? Because there's stuff out there, but there's not a ton, and a lot of creatures that live in the desert are going to be more nocturnal.
Right.
Because it's fucking hot.
It is fucking hot. And it's probably, what time is it now? It's probably
It's the afternoon, so it's like the hottest part of the day.
Okay.
So it's hottest part, even though it's still pretty chilly because it's November. But the internal clocks are going to tell them it's hotter. You might have more luck than you would in August, but
Yeah. Even something small like a rabbit, I think, will be.
yeah, I'm sure
acceptable.
that between you and how many wolfkin folk do
3.
you have again? I think that a pack of 4 of you can probably dig a rabbit out of its burrow if you're so inclined.
Yeah.
Hell, you just got a metastorm and just reach right down the rabbit hole and grab the rabbit. So I will say that without a lot of effort, it's going to take a little time. Let's say it takes you guys a half hour. You are able to snag a jackrabbit.
Cool.
Rabbits. Popcorn shrimp of the land. I can't take credit for that. That's my boyfriend's thing.
Yeah. This is a very weird surf and turf.
It is.
Yeah, popcorn shrimp with rabbit. This is our surf and turf.
That is technically still surf and turf, though.
No, it is, and also very strange surf and turf.
I'd eat it. Sounds good.
I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I'm just questioning everything I know about you. Just kidding. I love you.
Love you too. So, I think at this point, Charlie's going to go to Merryweather's.
Okay.
It's hot.
Annette will be very happy to see you. She's working. She sees you come in.
Ugh.
And she rolls her eyes. And the last time that you saw her, you were with the bounty hunter, and it ended awkwardly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Charlie, did you come back here to propose like your friend suggested? Great company you keep, by the way.
I'm not that desperate enough.
Neither am I.
I'm not even making eye contact with her. It's hot. I smelled the worst thing. I'm freaked out. So, Chen, did I drag Chen in there?
Did you go in there, Chen? I think that's Chen's decision.
Yeah.
No, I think that Chen is going to go to the site of the burned barn.
Okay.
And see if he can contact a spirit there and maybe try and get some additional information from what happened last week or 3 or 4 days ago, I guess.
Okay.
All right, so I'm by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I find a table, I sit down, I take the hat off, I just kind of, and basically goes into Pooh Bear think mode, just sort of like, gotta think. Kind of just wrapping his fingers on the table, like, okay, what am I missing? What am I forgetting?
I ain't coming over there to serve you, Charlie. You want a drink, you come over to the bar.
I don't want a drink right now, woman.
Then why are you in
bar?
my saloon, Charlie?
I paid my bill. I'm sitting at a table. Is that so hard?
This ain't a public establishment where you can just come and loiter
okay,
around.
Okay. You know what, you harpy? Here. He slaps down $1. I'll take a beer. How about that? I'll take a beer.
Will you? And she serves it real hard.
Snatch it real hard.
Whoa. So many things are happening right now.
I'm pretty sure everyone in town is just like, oh, just fuck already. And I go back to the table, and I just kind of sit there. Could I possibly roll, like, I don't know, an intelligence enigmas roll, or just something to be like, what piece am I overlooking? Like, what lead am I ignoring? Because it's driving me nuts. And my not boyfriend's missing.
I'm going to say, if you want to do that, I'm not sure this is so much intelligence as it is wits.
Wits is
that
fair.
you got some wits about you. But I'm going to say it's that, and I'm going to mix that with investigation.
Okay.
Just sort of more of that gut instinct playing detective.
Mm.
What am I missing? You know, the numbers and letters and stuff are flying in front of your face while you're trying to figure it all out.
Charlie's not the smart one in the group. We've established this time and time again.
Like I said, Pooh Bear, think.
Disney doesn't exist yet, so it's not copyright infringement. Think. All right, so I'm going to spend a willpower for an auto, and then I'm going to make the roll. What's the difficulty?
8.
But one of the guys in the saloon, Jim Disney.
That's 3 successes with
3
my...
successes?
Yeah,
all right.
with my willpower spent. So.
All right. It occurs to you that coming into this town, there is, as we have established, not a terrible lot. For someone to be able to hide out or be somewhere, there's not a lot of places for them to go. When you came in with our bounty hunter friend, you guys talked to Annette. She has rooms upstairs, and when people come into town, this is the place people come to, and you know that. You're just frustrated with Annette, and she is similarly frustrated with you.
Ding!
Before
A kerosene lantern
right.
lights over your head.
Yes.
So we're going to let him have his ding light bulb moment. Let's go over to Chen real quick.
Okay.
Because you would have gotten, I'm sure his thinking time gave you plenty of time to get
Oh,
into the whole
so much
set.
time. You had,
And
like,
then some of you are just like waiting, just like, I wonder if he's come up with anything yet. All right, okay, now
Probably not.
now my part of the story can go again.
So Chen heads over to the burn barn and is going to kind of meditate, see if he can reach out and contact any other spirits. He's not going to necessarily try and go directly into the Umbra again without the support of the rest of his pack.
Sure.
But just go through a whole practice where he sort of filters out the sounds of the animals and filters out the smell of the burned wood and just tries to tune in on anything else that might be left.
But you're not trying to take a full dive, so it's not like, is it still rituals to you, or are you trying to tap into a different side of yourself? I mean, what way is he really approaching this?
I think this is something new, and I think he's just trying to reach out with the small bit of feeling that he has and try and, I hate this term, but like he wants to listen to the Force. He wants to reach out. I just don't think of a better thing for that.
So I'm going to say, because the earlier thing that you had was more process, and that's why I gave you the options between rituals and occult, because that's more process thinking, and while it's perception, it's following the steps. If you're trying to reach within yourself and reach out to the Force, I feel like that's going to come from tapping into, instead of so much the external, the internal.
Okay.
So I'm going to say, if you give me a primal urge and perception roll for that.
Okay.
And your difficulty is going to be, you're already pretty like buzzy from before, so I'm going to say it's 7s.
Okay. I'm still hopped up on Umbra juice.
Yep. Delicious Umbra juice.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Fuck. All right.
Stop rolling so well, you assholes.
Seriously. Let me find the thing. I'm going to send you a thing on
The slacks?
the slacks.
Ooh.
And I realized that I should rename this before I send it to you. Because otherwise...
All the secrets.exe. .doc.
Totes the whole game. LOL.
.txt.
Alright.
Click here for massive spoilers.
Alright. You get a flash of a symbol in your mind, and don't worry, chat and people listening at home, I will put it on our lovely forums, the Happy Jacks forums. You should go there. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Do it. Yeah. Because you can't look at it right now. Because haha, fuck you. And you get a flash of this, and it's a much clearer vision of what you got a snippet of before. And it's sending, so it's going to take 6,000 years. So that's with you. So I'm going to let you ponder on that for a hot second. And it is sort of just that flash again. And it's almost like you're seeing the barn, and it's like a white hot flash of this symbol just kind of like is just there.
Okay.
And flashes back out. What you doing with your sacrifice down there, Sigrun?
I'm gonna take it back to my human kin.
I'm sure they will be thrilled.
And I'm gonna ask them to help me make a sacrifice to Odin. For strength and protection for the family.
And I'm gonna say they maybe haven't noticed Chen just sitting out by the barn. I think they're maybe distracted by that. Although they might be like, your friend showed up.
The other one.
Do you want me to make a stealth check or anything?
I don't think you were trying to be sneaky.
No.
So they're just, yeah, he's here.
He's investigating.
Yeah,
It's nothing to worry about.
Eric looks at you and goes, I'm sorry about earlier. you were right, and this was not the way we were taught. It was not the way you were taught. But you have to understand that none of that prepared us for this level of what we're in.
I know.
But let's do this thing and move forward from here. Does that sound about fair?
It does. I appreciate it. I think as a family, if we ask the gods for their help, they will help us. I have seen the gods in this land twice now. Fenris is here. I saw him. I met a god of this land called Coyote. The gods are real. Everything you taught me was real. We can have their help, but we must be worthy.
All right. Let's get started. So I imagine you'll spend time with them doing whatever this ritual involves. And I'm sure it takes some measure of time.
Yeah, takes some little preparation, a little
Are you
time
doing
to
it inside
do
the house?
it.
Are you guys doing it outside?
In the yard.
Cool.
As you do.
Chen, this is happening right now. Would you like to tell Chen what's happening?
So you see Sigrun and her kinfolk. There's we don't have ceremonial garb or literally anything, but
They're lucky when they can get you to wear clothes at all.
Yeah. So she goes in the house and brings out a really nice, heirloom-looking Viking sword that was the Elder Magnuson's and has been passed down in their family, and gives it to Eric to hold and, speaks some things in, Old Norse that I don't think Sigrun even understands what they are, but, it's
just the repetition.
rote memory. Yeah. And then spills the blood of the rabbit and offers it to Odin and asks him to bless their family and watch over them and grant them strength before battle. Mm-hmm. She probably does a little smear the blood on the face.
Sure, of course. You're sitting over by the barn wall. This is happening in the yard.
Yeah, and then the remains of the rabbit are burned, so they go up to Asgard.
Chen, I'm sure Chen recognizes this as a ritual, not one that he
Sure,
understands. This is obviously
it's definitely not them cooking rabbit.
right. No, he recognizes that this is powerful. That this is they're honoring something. There's something going on, even if he doesn't understand what or the whole smearing the blood on the face and the
Yeah.
but okay.
You're just having that moment of why people are barbarians. Okay. Yeah.
My master was right.
They burn stuff. They pee
They
in
pee in
abandoned
buildings.
They're just this is how they are.
If Guy hadn't summoned me here, I would be anywhere else.
If Guy hadn't summoned you here, you'd be home by now. What? So that's happening over there. You have had your kerosene lantern moment.
Yep. Thanks, Bill. You're welcome. Bill lit the lantern.
Sure. Okay.
I'm gonna slide up to the bar. And hey, Annette. You got a minute?
Usually you're this way after many, many more drinks than this. So, you might forgive me for being a little suspicious right now.
Oh, come now. We're old friends. And I want to use persuasion.
Oh, I'll bet you do.
No. Hey!
Okay. Do you have a...
It's a gift.
Okay.
It is a hominy gift.
Let's pull that up. 'Cause I got
Hooray!
the handy dandy sheet. I should give you guys printouts of your stuff because.
Or I could stop being a bum and just bring it.
Whatever.
Yeah,
All right.
we could take responsibility for providing our own character.
What?
guys, I'm a GM and you guys are players. I know how this works. It will never happen.
Responsibility.
You know, I feel bad though. Every week I show up, I'm like, oh, I probably should have written that down.
Yeah.
I really do have it all typed up, so I'm lazy because I just don't send it to you guys. Like, fuck them. Even though I keep mentioning I have a cheat sheet.
So we're all equally bad here.
And, well, I'm less equally bad.
You're better than everyone else.
Just slightly, though.
In
I'm still a
general.
garbage person, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, would you like to know what this power does that you want to use?
Yes, please.
This gift, Persuasion. This gift allows the homage to become more persuasive and credible when dealing with others. Others simply start seeing things his way. So the GRU rolls Charisma and Subterfuge, difficulty 6. If successful, the difficulties of all social rolls are reduced by 1 for the remainder of the scene. So this is basically to see if your other rolls will work easier.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. So that's what it is it's applicable to future rolls, but the way I'm reading this, it's you're turning on the charm before you roll anything that involves the charm.
There you go. Now my showman specialty of charisma does not apply here, correct?
No, because this is a straight roll for the gift.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I need to choose my distinction for perception.
1,
I roll
2,
it a
3,
lot, but
4 successes.
4
Oh.
successes?
Yep.
Yeah, I just picked mine.
Yeah. So all social rolls are reduced by 1 for the remainder of the scene. So all your social rolls are going to be easier. I'm going to say that's a really good thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because with the net, it's going to take a lot of sweet talking.
Now, Annette, I've been trying to turn over a new leaf. I'm trying to be a better man. Now listen, I could use a really big favor, and I'll owe you big, and you know I can pay you back. Now.
It'll only take you, how long?
How about this? I'll owe you whatever you want. I'll get to you within a week. Pinky swear.
I'll entrust a pinky swear from you as far as I could throw you.
Oh, come on now. I'm very agile. Now,
the awkward's
doesn't
rubbing
even
off
make
on
sense.
him.
Doesn't even make sense. He even has a moment of like, what the fuck does he mean? Don't worry, just keep rolling.
Keep talking.
Just like, oh god, maybe he does have weird feelings. It's Charlie, so
Now, listen, I'm trying to find someone who showed up here. Listen, is there anyone upstairs who might be a little bit suspicious? Might be a little bit shifty?
no.
How about this? Anyone who showed up before that fire?
Yes.
Now, what would I owe you for you to tell me who they were and what room they were in? I should probably not cover up my mica.
First, I want to see you roll to see if this charm is working at all, because you did make your persuasion roll to make your difficulty
Okay,
easier.
that's fair.
So I'm going to say you're definitely going with. Are you going with charisma or are you going with manipulation? This feels like manipulation. No?
I'll let it be your call.
I'm going to say manipulation. You're trying to get what you want rather
Yeah,
than
that's
just
fair.
turning on the charm. And then it's not subterfuge, I don't
Etiquette?
think. I think either etiquette or performance, because you're really trying to sell her on the fact that you've turned over a new leaf and you're a new man and blah, blah, blah. And she's probably like, you turn over the leaf and it's been fucking eaten by a caterpillar. And and it's good that you rolled the thing that you did, because that's going to bring your difficulties down to 7s.
Okay.
Let's see if she's even buying what you're selling.
I'm actually going to blow a second willpower for 1 success,
All right.
because 1s are the enemy. Do not trust 1s. 7s, I got 1 success.
1 success.
Yeah, because all I rolled were 6s. You bastards.
All right. Anything I want.
In a week.
We're so screwed.
Are you willing to have it in writing, Charlie?
For you, darling, anything.
Give me just a moment. And she goes back to her office, and she comes back out with paper and writing supplies. And she's talking to you while she's writing. All right, Charlie. What I am writing up here is a document. Now, this document is going to state that in a week, you owe me some hard labor in the saloon for the trouble that you caused me here. And I expect you to work some shifts because a lady needs a break every once in a while, even from her own establishment. And you get to be the one behind the bar, serving the drinks, helping the customers, and generally washing everything down, including the spittoons.
And that's how Merryweather's burned down.
If this was a documentary, this would be where everything stops and goes to gray, and that's when everything went wrong.
So she draws this up and, kind of a IOU, and I will work in, she's going to make you work 3 days.
3 days, 72 hours of work. You got it.
Mm-hmm. And, she could go longer, but she feels she might get really irritated seeing you in her establishment for 3 days. Because she already has. And she turns the paper, slides it your way, lays down the pen.
Sie Brecht.
And kind of tucks it in her apron pocket. Now tell me again what information you were looking for precisely.
Who upstairs checked in a little bit before that fire?
Well, we had those few people that I believe you have already been acquainted with.
Ran him out of town.
We've had a couple others that came through, rented a room for about a night and left. Only one of them's been here about the entirety of the time, but he's an awful nice gentleman. I'll be really mad if you upset him because he has been kind and polite and prompt.
Now, who on earth would this be?
This gentleman has introduced himself by the name that I wrote, and then I already forgot immediately.
Preston Germain?
Yes. It's a nice gent named Preston Germain. Traveling salesman, flew into town. Believe he sold some barbed wire to a few folks. And has been nothing but polite. Sort of the opposite Charlie.
Well, shucky darn. Well, I'm just going to go introduce myself and be a mighty fine neighbor.
Next week, Charlie.
Next week.
I hope you like wearing aprons.
Oh, I look so good in one. And I go upstairs.
All right.
And I go to the room of Preston Germain.
And you kind of hear somebody get up off of the bed in there and come over to the door and opens it, kind of peeks around and goes, "Oh, why, hello, sir. I do believe that we met earlier today.
Why, yes, we did.
Have you decided to buy some barbed wire?"
Here to talk to you about that, actually. My name's Charles Brecht, richest man in town. How you doing, good sir?
Hey, again, Preston.
I let myself into his room.
Oh, I guess come right in. I don't normally do conduct business in my hotel room, but
Well, I figured it's a late night. Figured I'd stop by, see what you have, see if it's like good stuff.
Well, I do have a sample. You have to understand that there's lots and lots and lots of barbed wire needed when you're going around an entire establishment.
Of course,
so what you do is you pay down a down payment, then we bring back the amount that you have ordered, and then you go ahead and you pay on the barrelhead for it.
Right.
Fine quality, though, and he goes and opens up his traveling salesman case and produces a piece.
And the audience tenses.
And produces from within it a piece of barbed wire. Now you can see, look at how it rings around. This is a new invention, mind you. This just came to market. So you'll be one of the very first to be able to own this. And
Quite
you see
fancy.
it's got these little spikes
Quite fancy.
here. And
mind if I see this? May I?
Yeah, by all means.
Great, thank you. Now, good sir, I have to ask, what were you doing at that farmstead, edge of town?
Why, I was selling protection, same as I'm trying to sell you and anyone else in this town that's interested. I did hear from the lovely lady downstairs, Miss Merryweather. She said that there had been a fire out there, and I just felt like I needed to go down there and check it out and make sure if I could help out in any way that I possibly could, that I went and I did it.
Now you mentioned that, and that's funny because she told me you were here when the fire happened, a little before even.
I mean, she must have some kind of faulty memory. I mean, honestly, when you run an establishment that involves that much drinking, I'm sure you sample some of the merchandise. Obviously, I don't sample my merchandise because it's a little too spiky for that.
Do you want to sample it?
I'm sorry, sir, as that sounds vaguely like a threat, and you being a very kindly, neighborly type, that seems
Oh,
a
no,
bit
it's not a threat. It's not a
uncouth.
threat. I'm just trying to figure out why exactly you're here.
Well, I'm making my way down through these great states coming
And
from
you
Utah
stopped in
down
this
to
town.
Arizona. It was along the route. I've been making my way down from Utah down to, I'm heading down to Arizona. I'm going to be hitting Jackalope Junction soon and down, further, as far as I can go, and then maybe out into California way.
What do I smell on him?
I don't know. You tell me. Let's roll. That is going to be Primal Urge and Perception. I don't think you have any special perception.
I do
rounds,
not. My
right?
perception's okay at best.
Okay. So you're going to need to give me 7s.
That's 3 successes.
There is definitely a soupçon of worm taint.
Awful funny. You're stopping in this town. There's that beautiful little silver mine in town, just a few miles south.
I'm not sure that I understand your point. Honestly, it's up to me to be a good neighbor and kind to all towns, big or small.
I closed
that
the
need
door
protection.
behind me.
Now, earlier you said it wasn't a threat, but now it's awfully feeling much like a threat, sir, and I would really appreciate
Oh,
it if
no,
you
no,
would
no,
leave
no,
my
no,
room.
no, no, good sir. No, good sir. You see, a threat implies I might. What are you doing in my town? Why'd you burn down that house? Why'd you burn down that barn?
I rightly don't know what you're talking about.
Bullshit. Okay, I'm slick.
I would appreciate it, sir, if
I
you would
shift
see
into
your way to the
Glabro.
door. Roll some dice for me.
Hell yeah! Primal Urge and Stamina?
I think so. Yeah, Stamina and Primal Urge. 1 success for each stage.
Alright, yeah, that's a 10 and a 7.
10 and a
I
7?
get to Glabro, no problem. You're gonna stop fucking lying now, you hear me?
Why now, sir, I can't rightly say that you were the kind that I was expecting to encounter in this town.
I think you were.
Unfortunately, I don't think that you were quite prepared for the level of things that I am willing to do.
And I don't think you're ready for what I'm willing to do, little man.
And he sort of reaches into his pocket and grabs a handkerchief with a bit of a flourish
Time.
and quickly produces something from it and pops it in his mouth and bites down.
I'm gonna punch him in the gut.
He is foaming at the mouth already.
Like, I have rabies foaming, or I just ate a cyanide capsule foaming.
He drops dead to the floor.
Son of a bitch! I'm going to pop back to human,
Yep.
and I'm going to put on my best perform. I'm going to win my Academy Award tonight.
All right.
Yeah, should I roll performance for this one?
Are you just gonna go straight to? Oh my God, he's dead. What's
I'm going to
happening?
start screaming, "We need a medic! He's having a stroke! I don't know what's wrong with him! Help! Somebody!" Just really lay it on thick. Just really be like, "Oh, we were talking and then it went horribly awry. I totally didn't turn to the Wolfman and try to hurt him." That totally isn't a thing that happened.
Okay. Sure, do that.
All right, so I run downstairs. I'm screaming for the screaming for the town doctor. Preston Germain, I don't know what's wrong with him. He just started foaming the mouth.
Remember how the whole thing with not having really a formal doctor in this town, and that Chen's sort of like the medicine person in the town?
Click, ding. Oh shit.
I just curious if you remembered.
This is definitely one of those things that Charlie is halfway through as we need the doctor thing and goes, wait, I'm friends with the only doctor. Shit.
You come running down, though. Annette is extremely red-faced with rage. What did you do,
I didn't
Charlie?
do anything! We were talking and he just started going, "Bleh," and then fell over dead. Well, I don't know if he's dead yet. I need to go get the doctor. I'll be right back. I owe you 3 days. Bye!
Better make it 5 if you kill the paying customer!
And I am booking it down to the Magnuson farmstead.
Okay.
I'm just running. How long do I get there?
5.5 parsecs. I don't know. You can get there pretty quick.
1 moment later.
When will then be now?
How soon is now?
What is love? Are we just? I thought we were just asking questions now. Yeah, you make it there. I'm gonna say for dramatic effect, you come upon Chen over meditating by the barn, and Sigrun has just finished this ritual and has blood smeared on her face.
And there's a burning animal carcass.
I'm gone for like 10 minutes! So I got good news and I got bad. Can you hear me? Hello, Chen?
Yes.
Chen? Oh,
Yes.
shit, you're there. Good. Listen, good news. Found the asshole. Bad news. Found the asshole. He kind of popped a pill and now he's dead, and I kind of need you to come make sure he doesn't die so I can get some information out of him.
I thought that killing him was our goal.
Yes, but I wanted to get something out of him first. I mean, I'm fine if he's dead, but,
Yes, let us go.
we have to at least pretend we're saving an innocent guy.
He may not be the only one.
You are wearing a lot of blood and not a lot of clothes.
Yeah, you're probably gonna need to wash up, stay there for a bit, because it will be a lot more alarming if you show up as well.
I'll wash my face and put some
I'm gonna
clothes
say
on.
you guys are gonna take off. That's gonna take you some time.
Okay.
Vroom.
You get back to the saloon. Annette is stomping down the stairs, furious. Just starts screaming.
I brought the doctor.
Just starts screaming obscenities at you. Like it's almost like she can't even form full words at this point because she's so fucking angry with you.
How the fuck is this my fault? I say, no one's told me my fault.
Yeah.
Chen enters the house, bows quickly to the lady of the house, and then goes upstairs.
Right.
Like, unless she interacts with him.
She's going to
somehow.
let you by because you are nearby to the establishment, and she knows that you have, medicine stuff. She's probably come and seen you at some point for something. If you try and follow him,
I don't.
okay, because she's going to
I figure at this point, I'm getting yelled at a lot.
get out of my saloon now.
All right. Walks out.
Mm-hmm. You go upstairs.
And I run around the back.
And sure enough, Preston is there. You check for vital signs. He is totes dead. Not even dead. He's totes dead.
He's not almost mostly dead.
He hasn't been mostly dead all day.
He's really most sincerely dead.
He is completely the foam at the mouth and the veins in his face look weird and his eyes are sort of bulgy, but he's dead. And meanwhile, Sigrun is gotten put on pants and everything, has the blood off, and as you are about to head for the saloon, you see a familiar figure creeping around the side of the house that happens to be a very, very white-furred guru that sometimes gets called a polar bear, who tells you in the guru tongue, I'm stuck.
No!
Yes.
Oh, lovely.
Oh my god, I love that.
So the plot thickens. So this has been episode 7 of Razor Ridge, Werewolf the Wild West. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Does anybody have anything going on they want to talk about? Just, feelings, just thoughts that they're having, dreams, aspirations?
Nothing especially, except I do want to say once again, if you like the music at the beginning of the show, it was produced by a composer friend of mine named Pete Gresser, and you can find him and his work at sonofactory.com, SONOFACTORI. You can also check out samples that he has on SoundCloud as well.
Yes, thank you for the music. We love it, and it's really nice to have that. Speaking of things that are really nice to have, Happy Jacks has programming throughout the week that's really awesome. There are a lot of really great shows. The schedule will be put in the chat. We love to have you interact with us. 3 of us here will be back on Monday for Insert Coin, which is a Tales from the Loop game being run by Kadave. That's basically a Stranger Things / Stand By Me kind of 80s game that's been a lot of fun. Where everybody plays actually vastly different characters from this particular show.
Yeah.
As always, we invite you to join us on the forums. The Happy Jack forums are always open. There's no closing time, which is always good. Come talk to us about the episodes, things you like. If you don't like it, then write it in your live journal somewhere, because nobody cares.
Is LiveJournal even around anymore?
I don't know, but they can write it in there. And we love fan art.
Look it up, join the forums, tell if a live journal's around. We'll discuss that.
It's true.
We love fan art. We love interacting with you guys. We like hearing about your hopes and dreams. I'm just kidding. Please, I don't have time for all of your stuff. I barely have time for my stuff. But we will be back in 2 weeks, hopefully, with the full pack.
Yay.
And we look forward to seeing you then. And in the meantime, enjoy this really awesome Super Blue Blood Moon.
Yay.
Brought to you
sick as
by Werewolf the Wild West.
Yeah!
We are sponsoring this moon, I'm calling
That's
it.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Damn right we are.
100%.
All right, Jesse, I'll be right out. Thanks, guys.
Bye.